Because turkey season is right around the corner and I haven't posted any videos in a while, I wanted to do just a rundown of basically all the gear that I'm bringing with me when I go turkey hunting. So I'm going to break things down into smaller chunks and shorter videos. And the first one I'm going to talk about is calls, specifically friction calls. So today I'm going to cover the friction calls that I bring with me when I go turkey hunting. I always have 2 pot and peg calls. I think they're extremely versatile and really they sound incredible. They're easy to use. You can get loud with them, you can get quiet with them, and so they're really versatile calls. I always have 2 of them. Right now I'm carrying a glass and a slate. Both of them are really good. I tend to go for the glass a lot more often. I find you can get really soft on it, but you can also get extremely loud, and that high pitch really carries really well. It's also a little bit more resistant to moisture, and I just like the sound of it better. So my glass call that I just got this year is the David Holleran Double Glass 2. And this is a really great sounding call. He makes incredible stuff. He makes slate, aluminum, ceramic, glass, crystal, all the normal surfaces that you can find. He makes a call with all of them. I really like this call a lot. They look great, beautiful craftsmanship. It's the type of thing you can pass down to your grandkids one day if you take care of it because they're just that well made. And then I also carry a slate call, and this is an old mass-produced night and hail call. It was actually my first turkey call that I ever got. Probably upgrade this eventually, but it's a little bit nostalgic for me, so I still carry it. And that gives me just like a softer, more subtle sound. I also carry 3 different strikers, and so each of them does something a little bit different. I believe this is a hickory striker. It's an old one from Primos. This is the David Holleran. I think it's a diamond wood striker that came with this call. And then this is a Purple Heart striker from Woodhaven. And I find myself using this one most often. Just a quick rundown for those who don't know, a glass call, a slate call, you need to do what's called conditioning to get the call to work. So what you're going to do is I use this Primos, it's called a slick stick. It's a conditioning stone with a diamond pad on the back. It actually carries a piece of chalk inside of it for your box call, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then it also has something where you can clean the tip of your striker if it gets a little full of glass particles or slate dust. So just going to take this in light pressure. You're just going to go like this just to get it roughed up and clean. And then I'm going to take this Purple Heart striker. I'll run all of them so you can hear the differences. But this is the Purple Heart striker with the David Holleran glass over glass. Fighting purrs get a little louder. Do cutting with it. And you can get a little higher pitch, and you can even do some keys if you choke up on it a little. And then I can use this striker, which is a little raspier and it has the deeper sound to it. And the one that comes with it, this is a little cleaner of a sound. And that's a deeper, more muted sound. So they all have a little bit different sound. I think the key to variety without loading your vest down too heavy with calls is just carry 2 or 3 strikers and 2 or 3 calls, and you get really good versatility. Now I will talk about the slate call. To condition this one, I'm just going to go like this, real gentle with a Scotch-Brite. Same thing, get rid of that dust because that's going to clog up your striker. And then same thing, I'll run it with all the strikers here. So this is the Purple Heart striker. Next is my box call, and I use one of these Primos, I believe it's called like a vice grip or something like that. So the way this thing works is I'll slide this over the box this way, pull it on, and then pull that over the handle, and you just want to pull that in here, and then that can't make any noise. It's not going to move around, and that separates the box from the paddle. This is a Mill Creek Valley Game Calls BHA limited edition. And they were actually using these as giveaways in a calling competition a few years ago, and I won one. So this is a two-sided box call, and the two sides have extremely different sounds, so I'll run both sides for you here. I do like carrying a box call. A lot of people use them a lot. I don't use it a lot. I use it on windy days. I use it when I want to locate a bird and I just want to reach out there and touch them. And sometimes, like I said with that variety thing, sometimes a bird will just strike this when they're not hitting anything else. So something to carry in your vest for variety's sake. But if I have to leave a call home, it's probably going to be the box call. So that kind of wraps up the friction calls that I am carrying with me personally. I am not really a friction call guy. Most of the time I'm using a mouth call, but now and then it is good to have that different sound and that higher frequency that can really reach out there. You can get way louder on a glass or on a box call than you can on a mouth call. So having that option is really important, and variety is really, really crucial. We'll talk about that more when we talk about mouth calls in the next video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.